good morning, fans, and welcome to episode number 50 of the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric Leggett. He's in Sacramento, California, as he normally is. And 50, what a big old round fat number 50 is.
I can't believe we got there in such short time. I thought for sure it'd take us much longer to get to 50.
I think this is our 20th month. We started in June of 24.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
That's
not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's a little over 2 a month, about every 2 weeks. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And when you factor in all of the exotic locales
That's true.
that we've come from.
We should get
more Missouri and California are not, well, California is certainly exotic compared to Missouri.
That's
but
true.
Greece,
Yeah.
very clearly. New York. We did Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
We just went international again.
To Canada. Yeah.
In twice, actually, in Canada, right? Didn't we do a Montreal or a Toronto donut show?
That was before we started the podcast.
Oh, wow. I have to go back.
I'm down.
So, 50. Man, big round number, and I am running out of joints. Today's round trip, 1.5 hours.
Oh, man.
So,
Yeah, this is about to become like a monthly show. Just so for a donut shop for you.
And we've actually talked about changing the vibe of the show a little bit, going back to the places we've been and trying different flavors, or just going in and saying, look, give us your 3 best donuts and see if the owners
All right.
get the vibe.
Yeah,
You
if they're
know?
correct.
Like not the one you make the most profit off, or not the one you sell the most of, your favorite donut. Your shop is going out of business tomorrow. You get to grab 3 donuts. What are they?
Mm-hmm.
So, on the horizon. So today we celebrate.
Yes.
Today we celebrate. If you are new to the show, welcome. Where you been? We will attempt to buy the same 3 donuts. We will take pics. We will size them. We will price them. Most importantly, we will taste them and let you know if that is the donut to go to when you go to that shop. The mom and pop shop being key here. We do not do chains. I was fooled into doing a chain once. Duck Donuts in Chesterfield before I realized the error of my ways. And the donuts were just okay, which is kind of the vibe of national donut chains. The donuts are just okay. They're really heavy on sweet and sugar, and
national donut chains seem to be more of a like dessert place more than a donut shop.
Yes, so many candy bars and cookies, and teaming up with Reese's Peanut Butter Cup and Oreo.
Yeah,
and there's so many those flavors, which is fine once in a great while, but you can get those flavors at a mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
So, and we will extol the virtues of why mom and pop is the way to go every time. So, as we normally kick off all of our shows, Eric starts us off with a little bit of news of the day. What have you found around our country that is donut-centric?
So, what I found today is an article from near your neck of the woods, Columbia, Missouri.
Okay. It kind of felt like I almost drove to Columbia.
Well, this is titled, Hertz Donut Company brings support to families after Fayette fire.
Okay. I have a tangent about Hertz after you're done.
Okay. So the Hertz Donut Company brought its emergency donut vehicle, which one, I fucking love that's a thing, just at all. That's what I call my car, actually. My emergency donut vehicle. They brought that vehicle to Fayette on Friday with sales going towards families affected by last month's deadly fire at Perkins Residential Care Center. They said the lines began to form at 8 a.m. and the parking lot was completely full by 10:30. They were set to open up at 11 and start selling, but they started 15 minutes earlier because there were so many goddamn people there. They were like, what are we waiting for? Let's just do it. They made specially designed tribute donuts along with some of its regular ones. So not only did they go out and sell, they also made special donuts for the occasion. And 100% of the sales from the tribute donuts and 10% of all Hertz dozen sales were divided and donated to the families of the fire victims.
Wow, that's spectacular.
Yeah. Cass Clegg, Hertz Donuts co-founder, first heard about the fire when a community member reached out. Clegg said, "We recently experienced something very similar with my brother. His care facility burned down, and we're so fortunate that everybody made it out. It breaks my heart that there's people here who didn't make it out, so we wanted to come do this for their community." Oh, man.
You're getting a little choked up. I can see it.
Yeah, I really am. Marcia Lyon was one of the fire victims, and she was honored by her daughter, Shauna Lyon, and two grandsons, Brady and Caden, who appeared at the event. So it's not just like strangers that showed up, like people who are like directly affected were able to be there and not only receive support but also give support out with the donut company. So yeah, community members said the event has given them faith and brought the community together. So Hertz Donut Company going above and beyond.
Yeah. So my tangent for them is my buddy Ken Barnett, who I stay in touch with a little bit. We graduated high school together. We played baseball together when I was a kid. Good man. He's a good man. He said, "Dave, you got to drive to Springfield, Missouri for Hertz Donuts." It's about a 5.5 hour round trip.
Yeah, no, it's a little far.
I'm not there yet. And he sent me some pictures. He's like, the best donuts, hands down. Nobody's even close. I'm like, all right, these are big words, but I'm not yet in Springfield, Missouri. So Hertz Donuts came to the St. Charles Lowe's hardware store parking lot 2 Fridays ago with their, I don't think they called it their emergency donut vehicle. Yeah, I don't think that was the name, but I think because this was just a business thing, they brought donuts to sell. But I was working. I could not get there. Same story. People lined up early. They sold out of everything. We're not there as long as they thought.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm a little bummed I missed it. But what I'm finding out about this life is if you do everything all at once, what else is there? So pace yourself. Pace yourself. No, at no point in my life am I thinking, I'm running low on donuts.
That's true, yeah.
I need donuts in my life. I get new donuts at least twice a month. So my life is golden. So yeah, that's my Hertz donut story. Right here in our backyard, and I couldn't make it out there. I am a little bummed about it, but I'd
say within the next year, you'll drive down to Hertz.
Easily. And I know there's a competition coming up that my daughter is involved in Springfield, Missouri. So we'll see how it all plays out. But there are connections to Springfield for us. All right. So my part of today is I want to give you just before you eat that donut. That's all right. You can talk grade your donut, eat your glazed donut. All right, so I have come up with some savory donuts from around the country. And I want to see which one piques your interest the most. There is a crawfish beignet at Brenda's French Soul Food in San Francisco. It is a Creole-style beignet. Then they fill it with crawfish, cheddar cheese, and scallions.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, keep these in mind. At the Holy Donut in Portland, that we've talked about a few times. Portland seems to be like the donut capital of this country, just based on Voodoo Donuts coming out of there. And we've talked about Holy Donut, and there's others in there. They do a bacon cheddar potato donut. Yeast-raised potato dough. Then they fill it with potatoes, cheddar cheese, and bacon. That sounds so frickin' decadent. Up next, in Southern California, 5 locations. And I can't believe I did not write the name down. I'm drawing a complete blank. Country Ham and Egg is their big selling savory donut. It's a yeast donut filled with ham, poached egg, and basil hollandaise. And I am shocked that I did not write the name of this Southern California donut place. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Sidecar Donuts.
Sidecar Donuts. I feel like I've heard
Sidecar
of them.
Donuts. Yes. Costa Mesa, Santa Monica, a couple other places. Basically Southern California. Yeast donut, inside ham, a poached egg, and basil hollandaise, which is...
Yeah.
That's a frou-frou savory
it is.
donut right there. Finally, Super Nice Coffee and Bakery in Manhattan, a couple locations. They do a mango chili yeast donut.
I don't know about that one.
No, you think that's too far out?
I think that's too weird.
Okay. So, what donut would be first on your list?
I mean, from a purely...
They're sitting in front of you.
Okay,
They're fresh
sitting
from
in front of me.
Yep. What do you reach for?
I think I'll go with the safe option and do the ham and egg and hollandaise donut.
You know, if that was scrambled egg, I would call it safe. But poached egg,
That's true. Poached egg
is upping the skill level.
It's either that.
dramatically.
It's either that or the crawfish. Good
Yeah.
crawfish beignet.
I think that Cajun donut is the one I would reach for.
Yeah,
It's just
and you said it's in San Francisco, so
right.
there's a chance I'll be.
There's
back
a
there.
chance.
I can.
And
grab
if
it.
you're gonna go, you gotta talk about what's on the show,
Yeah.
right? So maybe that's in the next 6 months. So some savory donuts, but the gist of what we do here is eating donuts and letting you know about them. So we always start with the glazed donut. Glazed donut is first out of the starting gate. Make a great glazed donut and then build from there.
Oh, yeah.
So where'd you go today? Tell me about your glazed donut.
So today I went to Manley's Donuts. This is at 360 Florin Road in Sacramento, California. About a 10-minute drive for me from Midtown.
Oh, you suck. 10 minutes.
And this was for some reason or another I kind of held this place off for a little bit because this is the donut shop that my partner and their family frequent because it's the closest to their house. So when I
Have you not had them before?
I've had them a couple times whenever they would get donuts and I would be there in the mornings for some reason or another. They do not get donuts like we get donuts.
What?
Like,
I don't even know what that means.
when me and you go and get donuts and we say, okay, we're going to get donuts for the whole family, for Mom and Isabel as well. We'll go in, we'll be like, okay, we'll at least get a dozen. And we know Mom wants the glaze, and we know Isabel wants the old-fashioned. And then we just kind of pick and choose whatever we want, whatever we're feeling, what looks good. The way they get donuts is whoever goes to get them gets a text of like, I want this donut and this donut. Or I want this donut, just this donut. And then they go and then they buy those donuts and then that's it.
Only? On the list?
Yes. Only on the list.
Oh, that's madness.
It's crazy to me. So, like, I remember they would be like, so what donuts do you want? I'd be like, I don't know, whatever you get. They're like, no, you have to tell us. Because we're not just going to get a smorgasbord. We're going to get exactly what. So,
donut shops were made for smorgasbord.
That's what I'm saying. You go in there and you pick what looks good. Which, for Manley's Donuts, was really easy. Because fucking everything looked good. I can't remember the last time I walked into a donut shop. They opened at 5:30. I got there at like 7:15. I walk in, the case is full, and it looks gorgeous. Like, just real beautiful donuts. And so this glazed donut that I got is no exception to that. It's big, and it's fluffy, and it looks great. This is a really excellent glazed donut. The size of this, it's 4 1/4 inches across and 1 3/4 inches tall, almost 2-inch tall donut.
That is a very big glazed donut.
And I think that the texture of the dough is perfect for that size. Sometimes when you get that size, it can be like so light that like you pick it up and you're immediately kind of destroying it with your hands because of how light it is. This was not the case at all. I think
when it's that big, sometimes it's chewy.
Yeah, super dense and maybe a little gummy. This was not the case at all. I think the texture of this was perfect, especially for how big it was. And also, the glaze on this, I thought the texture was really excellent. And I really loved how it wasn't crazy sweet. This was not like a Krispy Kreme glaze. This was not super processed or just sugar. This was a really good flavor and a subdued sweetness that I think mixed well with the dough. This donut is $1.75, which I think is pretty standard for out here. I'd say it's pretty good, if all things. I think I want to give this glazed donut like a 4.3. There's really not much I would do to change this donut. Like, in a perfect world, it's a little cheaper, and they glaze both sides. They glaze the bottom. But
that's like Olympic level.
Yes.
When you start talking bottom glaze.
Yes. So, yeah, 4.3 for this glazed donut. This is an excellent, above-average glazed donut.
If I remember correctly, last week's donut shop, for you, all the donuts were above 4.
I believe the glaze was like at a 4, and the other ones were a little above.
Okay. Which is a nice high bar. Go to that shop. Mm-hmm. So to start off with a big fat score for the glazed donut.
This is a glazed donut you go in and have to get. 100%.
Okay, so my glazed donut I found today at Olive's Bakery. They are at 902 State Highway M in Truesdale, Missouri. Where's Truesdale, you might ask? Because I also had to ask that question. It is 35 miles west of St. Charles. So, Columbia, Missouri, not that much farther away. So, Olive's Bakery, started by a mom. It is absolutely the epitome of a mom and pop shop. They just celebrated their 5th anniversary at the beginning of February this year. She was born and raised in Truesdale and opened up a donut shop in Truesdale. And I'm like, this is all of the makings of a great story. So bebopped in there. They open at 5 a.m. as most good donut shops do. Got in there about 8 o'clock. So I was like, I'm a little wary. I've had a couple of shops where the racks are kind of empty. But they had almost every style of donut. And what I really loved is as they were filling the cases, as I was waiting in line and then ordering my donuts, they also had the racks with the silver trays of the donuts still to be put out. So it wasn't like this was it. This was the end of the line. I was getting the last of the no. So this glazed donut, 4 inches by 3.5 inches oblong, 1.25 inches tall, very standard size. Pillowy, melts as you eat it. And so as you're giving your review, I'm thinking, where's the other half of my donut? Gone. This is a dangerous donut because it's gone so quickly. You're like, oh, did I really just have 3? So normally I have another half donut to kind of show you while I'm giving my review, but long gone. So melts in your mouth. Really good glaze. The dough by itself is a pretty good flavor. Really strong glazed donut. Here's the kicker. 90 cents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They can move some glazed donuts. So you go in a dozen donuts and you're not even spending $12.
That's insane. I'd buy 100.
So all of that for me adds up to a 4.5.
Yeah. That's incredible.
There's a difference between inexpensive and cheap.
Yes.
This is inexpensive. And then you give me a good dough and a good glaze and a tremendous way to fry it. What a start off for Alo's Bakery.
Yeah. Fuck.
90 cents.
90
that may
cents.
be the cheapest donut we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, I think so. I think
There, donuts that are under $1 are so rare, and we've done 50 shows.
Yeah.
Under $1, super rare, and it's a great donut. What's the combo that beats that?
Yeah.
4.5. Congratulations, Olives, right out of the gate.
Damn. All right.
Leading
so
at the turn.
Our second donut we got today was a vanilla cake donut with vanilla icing. So, this donut, I will say, they did accidentally give me a one with sprinkles. That's not the one I ate. I ate one without sprinkles, but because my partner likes like chocolate cake with chocolate icing and sprinkles, I went up and when I got my donuts, I said, okay, I'd like a chocolate cake with chocolate icing, one with sprinkles, one without. And then just kind of without thinking, I said, and then the same thing for vanilla. Just thinking like the without sprinkles, but they took it as okay, same thing, one with sprinkles, one without. Which I'll take blame for that one. That one's on me. I should have been more specific. But they did have fun Valentine's Day sprinkles, so that's cute. So this cake donut, I'd say was pretty good. It did not blow me away as much as the glazed donut did. I'll say the size of this is pretty good. 3.5 inches across, 1.25 inches tall. I'd say for a cake donut, that's a pretty good size. Same price, $1.75. The dough on this, I think, was just okay. I think this could have used maybe 20 or 30 more seconds in the fryer. This was a little too soft, a little too spongy. It felt a little too delicate in my hands. I think the vanilla flavor was pretty good. The icing, however, I think was not great. Either they made the icing too thin or they iced the donut while it was too hot. Because you can kind of tell, and you'll see it in this video, and you'll see the pictures we post on Instagram. It's a little transparent on top. You can kind of see the top of the donut through the icing, which I think is not a great look. Either the icing needs to be thicker, the donut needs to be cooler, the icing needs to be cooler. It shouldn't be a glaze. It should be an icing.
That is the difference.
Yes. And the vanilla flavor of the icing, again, I think was just okay. I will say because of the size, and it's a pretty good price, that bumps it up a little. But I think just donut, flavor, texture, I think it's just okay. So I think I'll give this like a 3.5. I don't think this is a donut that you have to get if you go in. I think this one, if you're not a vanilla fan, I don't think this is a must get. But small tweaks here and there, I think make this a higher rated donut. Really, it's the icing. I think if you ice it correctly and have maybe a better flavor icing, you're looking at a much better donut. But unfortunately, something went haywire during that process. So, as a donut, it's just okay, and I think it could be a lot better because of the size, because of the price. I think a few small tweaks gets it up into a higher score, but where it stands right now, I think is a 3.5.
We're on the same vibe today. As you're speaking, I'm having the same thoughts. I'm writing the same words on my sheet to talk about this. The first thing is the dough is fabulous. It is an excellent dough. The problem is they fried their cake donut like it was an old-fashioned. It's crispy on the outside. A cake donut has to be soft from the top through the middle, like you're eating a piece of cake. It's got to be soft. This was fried. Maybe the heat was too high, the grease was too hot, and it crisped it before they could get it out of the oil. I'm not sure. So great potential with that dough, but then and I love old-fashioned. Mm-hmm. I don't mind. I love old-fashioned. But if you're buying a cake donut, you're buying it soft. You're buying it for soft. If you want an old-fashioned, buy an old-fashioned. So the frying technique needs a little bit of fix. The vanilla icing is that too sweet, sugar granulated. Mm-hmm. I don't mind if you're going to put icing on thick, but the icing's got to taste good. And this one is it's that kind of sickly sweet vanilla icing. And so it brings it down. It's only $1.45, so really good price for a cake donut. But it needs to be fried better and maybe change that recipe, back off the super crazy sugar sweet icing. So I'm going to give this one a 3.4. It's a good cake donut, and like you said, with some tweaks, it can be a really good cake donut. So you're starting with great dough, which is really important. But then the technique and the vanilla icing throw it off. So 3.4 for Olive's Bakery in Truesdale today.
And vanilla icing is kind of notorious for being too sweet, because vanilla is such a plain flavor.
Yes.
Your instinct is like, well, we got to amp something up about it. So, unfortunately, a lot of vanilla icing just comes off as sugar, not vanilla.
Yep. So our third donut today?
The apple fritter.
And I'm just going to do this real quick. This is my apple fritter today.
Jesus, dude.
No, it's not a special order. Go ahead, man.
All right.
Knock yours out of the ballpark.
So, my apple fritter today, big round donut. So it's 5.5 inches across, about an inch tall. I'd say this was above average. A lot of times, especially here in Sacramento, the apple fritters are not great. Mostly because there's just not enough apple or cinnamon in them. And I don't think this was an issue for this donut. Was it as much apple as I would like? No. But I'd say in the grand scheme of things, this was not, skimping on apple by any means. Which I think is a good thing. The glaze of this is also really, really good. Just like from the glazed donut. It mixes so well with the apple cinnamon flavor because of its subdued sweetness. You're not getting like a super overpowered flavor profile from this donut. I think it's a really nice mix of everything. The dough in this is super light and airy, which I really like. The middle of it is really where most of the apple is, and then as you get to the outside, it's a little bit more dough, but it's crispier, which I think is nice. This is definitely not like a pull apart, grab chunks of it kind of apple fritter. It's definitely more congealed. It's more uniform. This is a all right.
We are being invaded by puppies.
I'd say this was an acceptable apple fritter. Here's the thing. This apple fritter was $3.15. That's man, it's hard for me to rationalize over $3 for a donut. Yes, it's bigger and it's got more going on. But man, would I take this or 2 glazed donuts that are still cheaper? I'm taking the 2 glazed donuts every single time. So it's really the price of this, I think, brings it down. If this was maybe like a $2.50 donut, I think you're in a much better territory. But over $3 for a donut, I think it has to be really, really excellent for you to rationalize that price point. And so because of that price point, I'm going to give this about maybe a 3.3. I think this is a perfectly acceptable apple fritter. Unfortunately, It's not priced as an acceptable apple fritter. It's priced as an above average apple fritter, which it's just not. So, because of the price, I think this is a 3.3. I don't think it's a must get by any means. But seriously, if you knock off $1, knock off 75 cents on that price, you're in the high threes, 100%. So really, it's the $3.15 price point that hinders this donut. Now get into your fucking bullshit apple fritter review. That's gonna piss me off.
So Olive's Bakery in Truesdale, Missouri, is serious about their apple fritter. Today's apple fritter, 8 inches by 7 inches by 2.5 inches tall. It's a beastie.
Yeah.
It has the really good glaze from the glazed donut. It's fried tremendously, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. It is the kind that you pull off chunks. That is a fritter. Pull off the chunks. Lots of cinnamon. Cinnamon throughout the dough. It's an apple cinnamon fritter. There are lots of apple chunks. Could there be more? Always.
Yeah.
But the apple that is in it is very tasty. Apple pie-ish. The dough by itself, with no glaze on it, really tasty. What I do wish is that they let the glaze go over the sides around to the bottom a little bit, because the bottom is sans glaze. And I know we're not talking glaze the bottom, but let it run down the sides. Let it get in those crags a little bit more. You got a great glaze. You got a fabulous dough. The kicker, the price, $2.64.
Fuck.
For that beastie. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
This top 3 fritter in the history of 50 shows. It's a 4.5.
Woo.
If they did a little more glaze on the sides and bottom, this thing would be pushing the upper echelon of big fat 4s. But for $2.64 to feed 3 kids,
That's incredible.
It is a really well done. Again, man, this is the joy of the mom and pop shop. Mm-hmm. Could you go and get anything like this at the chains?
No. Not
First of all, they don't make them like this. And if they did, it'd be a $10 donut.
Yeah, 100%.
Redonkulous. So, 4.5, 3.4, and a 4.5. That's some outstanding donutry. I don't know if that's a word, but we'll get it to trend. How's your donutry in this shop, sir?
I don't know. It sounds a little too much like toiletry for me.
Oh, yeah. It should have been in Game of Thrones somewhere. Sir, how is your donutry?
They got donuts in Game of Thrones?
I don't know if they do or not, but you know what? It'll be part of future trivia. I guarantee it. So as we end every show, we have some trivia for Eric to see what his knowledge of the donut universe is. In 2020, this former NFL player was doing color analyst for his first college football game in 16 years in 2020. His last one was in 2004. Next one was in 2020. He celebrated by eating a chocolate cake donut during the game. It's kind of a faux pas to eat or drink.
Yeah.
During the
Probably
broadcast.
not a great audio experience.
He was on ESPN for 25 years, most famously teamed with Trey Wingo on his daily show. He currently is doing a show on FanDuel with his son. When he was an NFL player, he graduated from Notre Dame, was drafted into the NFL, played 8 seasons with 3 different teams. During one of those seasons, he famously ate 36 donuts in 10 minutes.
That's incredible.
Who am I talking about?
I have no fucking idea. I don't have a single goddamn clue.
Okay.
Jim
Mike?
Christmas.
Okay, now you're just making names up. Mike Golick.
Never in a million years.
Oh, my God. Never heard of him. You're not really a football or college football guy.
No, not at all.
So I kind of get it, but
he sounds like a cool dude eating a bunch of donuts during playing college football.
All right. I'm going to get a little even more specific for you because I bet your knowledge of pro golfers
I think it's even less than college football.
Okay. John Rahm is a professional golfer from Spain. He ate 13 donuts before a celebrity golf tournament. He's been ranked number 1 in the world. He's currently number 3 in the world. John Rahm, okay? He has won 11 PGA titles, including 2 majors. Since I knew there was no way you'd know who John Rahm is, name the 2 major titles that he has won on the PGA Tour. You don't have to give me the year. Just give me the title.
What do you mean title?
There are 4 golfing majors. You don't even know the golfing majors?
I don't even know the golfing majors.
You've never heard of the Masters?
I've heard of the Masters.
Okay.
What other golf?
The Masters he won in 2023.
Great. Now, think of another golf.
Here's a hint.
U.S.
Tennis.
Open.
Tennis. Yes, it is the U.S. Open. How the hell did you pull that out of your butt?
I don't know.
All right, 1 out of 2. I'm going to give you half credit for that trivia answer.
The fact that I get
so a half out of 2 is what you got today.
I'll take it.
Okay. It seems to get a little more obscure each episode, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not great for me.
maybe there'll be that one time that I go into the sweet spot where you're like, that's a weird thing that you know a lot about. Although I got to be honest, somebody on ESPN for 25 years, I mean, you watch ESPN sometimes for stuff, right?
Yeah, but I don't watch college football.
Yeah. He's kind of a little bit more of a celebrity than just a college football guy.
Oh.
Like Tim Tebow. You've heard of Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Okay. Like he's a little larger in life than a college football analyst.
Yeah, I remember him as a football player, not as a broadcaster.
Okay. Yeah. So, winning a couple national titles will do that for you, I guess. So, all right. That wraps up show number 50. Cannot believe it. Really good donuts from Olive's Bakery in Truesdale, Missouri. Got to head to your place. What do they got to get when they go there?
You go to Manley's Donuts, a glaze is absolutely the one to get. I think the combination of the size and how good it is, I think is really special. So, got to get a glazed donut if you're going to Manley's.
Okay. How can people participate in this little party we like to call the Midwest Donut Review Show?
Well, if you're watching on YouTube currently, leaving a comment in the video, any thoughts you might have about donuts, donut shops you want to see, donut shops you don't want to see, donuts you want to see, stuff like that. Commenting all that, subscribing to the channel. In the video description, we have our Instagram handle. We post whenever we put out a new episode, and we post higher quality images of the donuts we eat before we shove them in our face. So if you actually want to look at the donut, that's where you'll find it. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, rating and reviewing the show is all good stuff. And wherever you're watching or listening or taking in this media, sharing it wherever you can on social media, in day-to-day life, sharing about it, posting about it is all good stuff.
All good stuff. Push to mom and pop donut joints, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we will be back with episode 51 in the very near future. So everybody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking some time out to witness our silliness and our great love of donuts. We will see you all again very, very soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.